Hey, darlings.
Hi.
Hey, hey. I'm Ashley. This is Evie. Evie, how old are you?
I'm 11.
She always has to think because she gets nervous when we start a video and she has to tell her age. She's 11, almost 12. And we are going to talk to you right now about raindrop technique, which is one of our favorite things, right? Like one of our favorite ways to use oils.
Yeah.
And we don't do it a ton because you guys will find out why, which is totally a mom fail on my part. It takes a while to do. It's about a 45-minute to an hour. Hey, Joanna. 45-minute to an hour process to do from start to finish. Hey, Kelly. So, as, mothers and busy people in life, sometimes it's hard to find that chunk of time to do it, but it needs to be done. And you guys are going to find out why. So here, I'm not a raindrop expert or anything. I guess I'm a novice, but here's what I know about it. And if you want to know more about it, I have all these resources for you that you will love to dive into. So if you're like, this is totally your jam, especially if you're any kind of massage therapist or chiropractor or anything like that, you will love this stuff. You will love this. Hey, Linda. Hey, Rach. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm first going to tell you where I'm getting most of my information from, and then we'll just jump into like what even is raindrop technique. So I've got this little book that I got from, I think it's Life Science Publishing. Yep. Life Science Publishing is just called Raindrop Technique. It's a little tiny booklet, and it literally walks you through, here it is, step by step with pictures, yay, how to do this really special, different massage technique. It is not just slapping a bunch of oils on a back and rubbing. Like, that's not how this one goes. I want to see what you guys are saying to me. You've been looking at this and want to do it on, your 4-year-old. Yes, so Denise, you will just dilute these oils for a 4-year-old. Pretty good. Good, Holly, and I'm glad you're excited. Okay, so I also have, this is a funny video. This is the first time, I just watched it, like I just got finished watching it. This is a DVD you can also get on Life Science Publishing. It's just called Raindrop Technique, but it is a live session with Gary Young, who is the one who came up with this technique in the first place in the 80s, you guys, based on stuff that he had learned through Native American practices and massage technique and of course essential oil knowledge that he was so amazing with. But how precious is it now that I've got a DVD of Gary doing raindrop technique on people? I mean, there's a lot of heavy breathing in it. He's breathing into a microphone the whole time. But, we love our Gary, so it's fine. Yes. Oh, and there's a video on the website too. Okay, so there's a website just called RaindropTechnique.com or something. Denise, could you drop the URL to that website in here? Okay, so what the raindrop technique is it is a unique massage technique using these 9 essential oils, and I'll go through which ones they are. Plus, if you guys get the raindrop technique kit, there's a whole kit that gives you all of these, plus the 2 carriers or the 2 massage oils that you need. So one of them is V6, just plain old vegetable complex oil, and which is the best carrier oil in life. You guys, if you don't have V6, just put it on your order next time because it is so smooth. It's the best carrier oil. I love it. Okay, so V6 and then Ortho Ease, which is another one that you need for raindrop. That's just a massage oil too. So here's what happens. Okay, what it's good for, first of all. So what it's good for is it has received, I'm going to read this. It's received praise from users all over the world for its help with relaxation. Is it relaxing? She's the one that's gotten it the most. It's relaxing?
Yeah.
Okay. Emotional release. So if there is some pent-up stuff or if there's some trauma in your background, prepare for possibly an emotional release or some memories to resurface, some cleansing to happen. So that's just something you need to have on your radar that's possible. Tissue cleansing, which we need so badly, you guys. All of our organs and our tissues need to be cleansed, and help with spinal misalignments. Spinal misalignment is something that you deal with quite a bit. So when do I usually do this on you?
Well, when I'm sick, because that's when
your back starts to hurt?
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I do it when she's not feeling well. Like right now, she's all stuffed up and feeling yucky. I do it when a kid's had a really hard day emotionally. I will do it just when somebody needs some extra TLC. And a lot of times, admittedly, I don't go through every step because, like I said, it takes 45 minutes to an hour to get through. But, and I'm not a massage therapist. Like, I'm just kind of like, oh, I'll just, do my best. But it has been really, really effective. I mean, people are, I don't know, we just feel the effects of it really, really well. I've had one done one time at convention one year, and it was incredible. I know Jamie Lockhart has had one done with me. Thanks. I love my little mama bird shirt. It's cute. Thanks, Caitlin. Jamie Lockhart had one done with me. It was funny. We came out of the same, like we had them done at the same time and then left at the same time. And we were like, how do you feel? I felt super relaxed and grounded. And just like, I could just take the best nap of my life afterward. I mean, it is a lot of oils that go on your body during this thing, you'll see. And then Jamie was like, I don't know how, I feel weird. I feel kind of high. I don't know what high feels like, but I think this might be it. And so we had to like sit down and take a little rest for a minute before we got up and walked around because she felt a little like dizzy and woozy and kind of funny. So different people will feel different things, but usually my kids just like conk out afterward and we feel really, really good, super relaxed. So that's what it's good for. It's great for your immune system. So I don't know if you guys know this, but lots of times viruses and bacteria like to settle in along the spine. And that's kind of just like where they sit. That's why a lot of times when you have the flu, your back just hurts. Like the whole back, you just ache everywhere, They like to, it just likes to sit there in the spine. So that's why we say when you have like an immune blend with oils or whatever to help your immune system, roll frankincense down the back of your spine. Roll lemon down your spine. Roll some thieves down your spine if you can handle it. So especially for babies and kids, if they're not feeling well, frankincense down their little spines, you guys, very frequently is going to be so helpful because that's kind of where some stuff sits most of the time. So getting all of these oils down your spine for an hour, and like we do like 6 drops of each of them. Hello, that's a lot. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through what the technique kind of ends up being, or what the technique, what the, I don't know, the protocol. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Okay, so in the very beginning, what you're gonna do is have the person lie on their back. And if you really wanna learn this, pick up some books and like some good stuff, okay? I'll put links in the comments when I'm finished of like resources that I really like. But this is not your, like, if you wanna do this on people, get a better resource because I'm not your girl. I just want you guys to know what this is. Okay, so in the beginning, you're gonna grab your Valor, which is right here. I mean, anything that involves Valor, that's our friend. We call this chiropractor in a bottle, right? So spinal alignment. A lot of times people will come out of their RaindropTechnique therapy like an inch taller. What? Yes.
I need that.
She's like, she wants to grow so bad. Sorry. She got my late bloomer genes, and I will just say you're welcome. Okay. So we start with the feet. The person lays on their back. Eventually they'll switch over and be on their tummy so you can have access to their back. But in the beginning, they're on their back, the lights are dim, they've got a blanket over them, and they're feeling cozy, comfortable, and ready to relax, right? So, okay, so you grab your Valor, and what you do, can you take your sock off so I can show them? So you're gonna use VitaFlex points. And you guys know what a VitaFlex point is, right? It's like the points on your feet that correlate to certain areas of your body, right? So that's why we put oils on our feet, because they work so well. So, do you have dirty feet? No, they're really nice and clean. Usually our feet are super dirty in this house because we don't wear socks and shoes. Okay, so VitaFlex, we're gonna start right here. Where did Gary start?
I don't know. Oh yeah.
I think he started. Sorry, see, I told you guys I probably wasn't your best bet for this one. Oh yeah, so what you do is you put like 3 to 6 drops of Valor in your hand. And he says to always go clockwise motion while you're getting the oil onto your fingers, okay? So clockwise motion in the palm of your hand, and then you grab this foot while they're laying down, and way more comfortable than this. And what you do is you start down here where he says this is the coccyx point. So this is your spine right here on your feet. This is your spine. And you start by doing this, and you roll in with some good pressure all the way up the foot, okay? And he says you put really good emphasis, and it goes a lot easier when you've got a bunch of oil on your hands, right? But what you're rolling from, and you have real filed down nails so that they're not pokey and ouchy. You don't have nail polish on, which I disobeyed that rule because the oils can take the nail polish off. You're not supposed to have any jewelry on. The person's not supposed to have any jewelry on because that can kind of interfere with the whole process. So You do like this all the way up with your Valor, okay? And you go from your finger pad to your, your fingertip, your finger pad to your fingertip to your little nail. And you do that all the way up. And you do it 3 times. And you get more oil on your hand from that 3 to 6 drops. If they've got small feet, it's 3 drops. If they've got big feet, it's 6 drops. And so you do that 3 times, okay? And then, yeah, you do that with the Valor on one foot, and the right foot gets your right hand, and the left foot gets your left hand. So you go Valor right foot up 3 times, Valor left foot up 3 times with the left hand, and then you move on to the next oil, which is, isn't this fun? What's the next oil?
I think you missed it.
Oregano. So if you're doing this on kids, so you guys know if you've been using oils for any amount of time and you've ever used oregano, you know that oregano is hot. Does anybody have a hot experience with oregano? It's probably the most burny oil I have ever experienced in my life. So if you're not careful with the dilution on this one, you're gonna have the burns, okay? And it's okay, because we can make it go away, but and just remember, whenever you have a burning or a heat sensation with oils and it's starting to hurt or turn red or whatever, you don't use water to dilute it, because water and oils don't mix. It'll drive the oil into your skin more. You use oil. So you use just a plain old carrier oil like your V6 to dilute an oil if it feels too hot. So you do the same thing that you just did with Valor up the spine of the feet, right? With the oregano, and you do the drops in your hand like this. Now, usually on an adult, if they don't have any sensitivity, you don't need to dilute these, okay? Always keep your V6 on hand just in case they're like, ooh, it's starting to burn a little bit. Okay, then you dilute it. I would say if I was doing it on, we diluted it for you, didn't we? Yeah. Wasn't it starting to burn your back a little bit when we started? She was like, it's hot on my back. So if you're doing it on a child, under 2, that's a little bit intense, and just use your mama instinct on that one. I'm not gonna say yes or no on that, but I would say kids like 4, 5, and up, I would feel totally good with a little bit of dilution and going for it. Kids under 2, kids under 5 even, I just go really, really gentle with this, because it can be an intense therapy. An intense ride, she said. Good one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. I have so many words, always, right? Okay, oregano is your second one. Next up is thyme. So you would do the exact same thing. Right foot gets the right hand, left foot gets the left hand, up the little spine of the foot, using that digging kind of motion. But it's not like mean, and it doesn't hurt. You're never doing it to where they're like, that is intense and that doesn't feel good. Okay, then you take it down a notch. So thyme is the next one. Basil is the next one after that, doing the same way, both feet. Then we have cypress. Ooh, can you go down and get the book that I was taking notes in when I was watching that video? The notebook. It should be on the top, just on the coffee table. I have notes on why Gary chose these certain oils. It was really cool to hear him talk about why he chose wintergreen, why he chose cypress. He loves cypress. So I want to tell you why, but he loves it because it's great for your circulation. But I want to read to you what I wrote down. Joanna says, crossline friend who is a masseuse, and she's getting certified in it. Awesome. We also have somebody, I know that I feel like most cities are going to have somebody who knows how to do Raindrop technique. You can get certified in this thing, and we have somebody here in the St. Charles area. She is, I think, either she just works in a chiropractic office or she is a chiropractor, and hey Kelsey, and she is certified in Raindrop technique. So that's pretty fun. So you can get these done by somebody who knows what they're doing, You wouldn't want it done by me. That would be a hilarious
fail.
A hilarious fail moment. Okay, so you get the cypress. And the reason that Gary said he picked the cypress, he loves it so much, is for the sesquiterpenes. And if you don't know what a sesquiterpene is, Google that. SESQUITERPENES. Maybe something like that. Sesquiterpene. And that increases circulation. And he really wants circulation because then that takes the oil that's being put on to the rest of your body, right? It's also amazing for ATP and oxygen uptake, he said. He's so smart. And it improves your capillary walls. So that's cypress. The reason he chose basil, which we already looked at, but it is really, really relaxing to your muscles. Gets into the nerve centers and helps to create relaxation. So you want that during your, therapy session, right? It's an antispasmodic. And then oregano, we know that oregano is so good for the immune system. I can't say that it's anti the words I want to say, but oregano clears your receptor sites. So the reason that it's the first, other than Valor, so Valor is your balancing oil. It is your equalizer. It's the thing that kind of grounds you. It's the thing that relaxes you, and it's the base, and it gets you ready for, you know, your session to start. And then the oregano, it is the one that he said clears your receptor sites. So it makes your body ready to recept all of these oils. And isn't it interesting that he starts on the VitaFlex, or what are they called? The reflexology points of the feet for the spine. So this is all about spinal work, okay? So he starts on the spine and moves upward. Okay, so we did cypress. Now wintergreen is the next one. You can see this is a lot of oil. 3 to 6 drops of wintergreen, same thing, up the feet, okay? Wintergreen has methyl salicylate in it. That is the active ingredient, I think, in aspirin, not aspirin, yeah, like painkillers.
Coolazole?
Yeah, and it's in Coolazole for sure. But he kept on saying methyl salicylate, wintergreen, for the bones. That's what he kept saying, for the bones, for the bones. So guys, cheers.
For the bones.
For the bones, Eve. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Gary. I'll just listen. I will take your word for it. It's for the bones. Okay. So wintergreen for the bones. And then marjoram, that's this guy. This one is amazing for your smooth muscle relaxation. Smooth muscle is what lines your gut. You're not going to like have an accident. Don't worry. On the table. But it lines your gut. It's like it's a lot of those inner muscles that make all of your, you know, systems work together. Okay, so smooth muscle relaxation happens right here with your marjoram, which is the next one. I think that was the next one, yeah. And then the muscle relaxing blend, which is, actually I think marjoram is the end. Oh no, aromacease. Where is it?
You didn't grab it.
I did, it's right here. Aromacease is another blend that we use in this one, okay? And he didn't really say much about that one, but it smells really good, kind of herby.
That's an old one.
It's nice. Yeah, it's an old bottle. I haven't used it very much. This one has basil, marjoram, lavender, peppermint, and cypress. It smells really nice.
Almost all of those that you use.
Yeah, it does. But they call it the energy balancing blend, or the muscle relaxing blend. Okay, so that's the first thing. And here are your little like diagrams of kind of what it looks like. This is how you're supposed to do the little clockwise motion to kind of activate the oils in your hand and then use them on the feet. And this is the view of what it looks like to like go up the little spine of the foot, okay, ending at the big toe. So it gives you all these good little steps. And then you have the person, you put a couple of drops of Valor also on their shoulders, so that you've got Valor on the shoulders and Valor on the soles of the feet to kind of like align that whole spine, okay? All right, the next thing to do is to turn over, and they lay on their stomach. Be sure that they're comfortable, and then you use the oils, these same oils again. So, but what you do is you grab your oregano, because that's your first one now for the back. So you grab your oregano, it's right here, and why it's called the Raindrop technique is that he found that when, I don't know why, but it was more effective when he would drip the oils from about 6 inches above the person's back while they were laying there. So you kind of drip the oils on. So you drip, how many drops? Apply the oregano oil by holding the bottle 6 inches above the skin and evenly spacing 3 to 5 drops directly over the spine from the bottom, the sacrum, to the top, the atlas, shown in this figure. So there you go, there's your figure. And what you do is you use this effleurage technique, which is like a light feathery motion, and you kind of like do this up the back. And you start with smaller strokes, and it makes you kind of get the shivers, but it's super relaxing. And what it does is it spreads that oil all along the back, okay? So you do that as many times as it tells you to in here. And that's a process because it takes a little while. It's oregano, remember, so this is the point where you could try it neat on a kid this age. You could try it neat on an adult, and if they start to complain or their back starts to get really red and, you know, kind of angry, you just put some V6 oil on it, massage that in, and kind of like let it calm down and keep on going, okay? Because this is good. This is good for them. Okay, so they've got the feathering technique that you do, and you do that for most of the oils. So you do this like fanning motion. There are some fanning strokes that you do like outwards so that you're like kind of mimicking the flow of the nerves coming out of the spinal cord. He has all of these crazy reasons, or not crazy, but awesome reasons for why he developed the technique the way that he did. There's another movement that you kind of like roll your hands along the muscles that are lining the spine, the two flank, he called them the flank muscles, and you kind of roll them and you like pull that, not in an icky, ouchy way, but you kind of like pull that away from the spine a little bit and just kind of like open things up. You can see it right here, it shows you, and like if you get a little video of it, on the Raindrop Technique, there may be the Raindrop Technique website, there may be a video of that too. So you go through and use all of your oils. So, you know, your first step is your oregano, and then your next step is your thyme, and then basil, and then your cypress, and then the wintergreen for the bones.
For the bones.
And then your marjoram, and then your muscle relaxing blend. And that is this aromacease again. Okay, so that's that one that we don't really talk about very much, but it's great for the Raindrop Technique, and it's free this month if you order, I can't remember what the order amount is, but if you're watching this in July, you could get this baby for free. And another one that's free, I'm sorry, not July, August. What's the other one that's free this month, you guys? There's another Raindrop one. Oh yeah, Joanna, what I have learned about Gary in the past, 5 years that I've been doing this is that he does nothing for no reason. Everything has a purpose, like a really specific purpose and reasoning behind it. So he's pretty cool. Oh, Brianna, thank you. Wintergreen and aromacease, right? We get that for free this month. So that's why we're talking Raindrop, because it's like, why not? You guys need to know about this. It's awesome. And then peppermint is the last one. Oh, and the reason he said to use peppermint is because I can't remember the word he used for it, but every oil that you've used previously, peppermint is the one that goes over the top of them and drives it in and makes it more effective. So it kind of like amplifies every oil that you've put on. So peppermint is an amplifier oil. So if you ever want any oil, I mean, you can use this knowledge any way you want. If you ever want an oil to be more effective, put peppermint over top of it. And copaiba is another one of those. But that's the reason that he put peppermint there. And then the last part is the finger pump. And what you do is you come up to the person's head, and what oil is it? They're on their back, and you're stimulating the lymphatic system by using this motion with your fingers right here in the back, like, I don't even know what part of the body this is, but like where their little head, where their skull, like in that indentation where the skull meets the neck, I guess. So I don't remember if there's any oil that you use for this one, and I don't want to read the whole thing because that's boring for you guys. But what you do is you do this finger pump pull like 3 to 5 times, or for 1 minute, it says. It says repeat this process for 1 minute, kind of like you're pulling a trigger, it says. Oh, it says you're moving the index and the middle fingers of both hands towards you, creating a firm pull, like pulling a trigger. You repeat the process for 1 minute so that it becomes a flowing movement of pull, relax, pull, relax. When this movement is performed correctly, you're going to see the receiver's toes rock forward 1 to 2 inches with each pull. So you're pulling a good amount on their little, on their spine and elongating it pretty well. After 1 minute of pulling, rest for 60 seconds and then repeat for another minute and then rest again and then repeat a 3rd time. So really good instructions in this little booklet so that you could really learn how to do it on your family and give them some great support with your essential oils. Okay, so I'm not going to say much else about this except that you need to know how to do it. It is a huge blessing in our lives to have a man like Gary Young to have formulated and come up with and innovated all of this stuff, because he was a studier of health and wellness. He was amazing. Occipital. Well, yeah, that's kind of like back here. But yeah, this bone right here. Yeah, the occipital bone, I guess, that's back here. Okay, well, it's the occiput posterior, so. All right, so anyway, he came up with all of this stuff, and it is just the coolest. So can you tell me anything else you want them to know about Raindrop? You said it was relaxing.
Yeah, felt really good.
Anything else? Did you fall asleep during it?
Yes, I did.
one other thing I was going to tell you is that you can get a 10 ml roller bottle and dilute it with this Ortho Ease. Now listen, we use the Ortho Ease for something, and now I can't remember what it was. But anyway, like I said, I'm not the expert. I just play around with it. But Ortho Ease. So you can get a 10 ml roller bottle, put a bunch of Ortho Ease in it, and then you can put, now this is, maybe Gary would be sad that we're doing this, but I have made a Raindrop roller bottle with all of these in it when I'm like, listen, I am sure that it would be so much better if I were doing this the official way with the, 6 inches above the spine and all the things. But I'm also a really busy mom who just needs to make it work. So I will use that roller that I made, and I'll just put I'll put a bunch of drops of Valor because I know I love that one. And then 5 drops of each of the other oils, and I'll roll it up and down their spine and just kind of give them a quick little massage. Now listen, that's like the Raindrop for dummies, but do it because it's got to be better than nothing, right? So we can't really call that a real Raindrop, but it's supporting your system as best as I can as a busy person, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Jamie, we will, and the roller smells amazing, incredible. Jamie, I will put in the comments all the books that I know of, the website that I know of, and the person that I know that is certified in this in our area. Okay, and if you guys know of anybody else that's certified or is about to get certified or whatever, drop them in the comments so we can all go and get treated like queens and kings. I haven't done this for my husband because I have a feeling that I'd have to do it all the time. If he experienced it, he'd be like, hey, I'm needing another. Aren't you the oil lady? Come on, you're the oil lady. Come on. Later, whatever. Another thing, Gary recommends that you get this done every 3 months, so quarterly. He said, but if, or maybe he said every 6 months. Oh, I'm great. Anyway, you need to get it done more than once, okay? But he said, if you're very ill, if you have acute system issues that you need to take care of, if you've got pain all the time, if, whatever. If you've got some things that you're really working on, Raindrop therapy can be done once a month or even once a week. So you don't want to be doing it every day, but once a week is permissible. I have friends that are like, okay, our monthly Raindrop is, it's time for our monthly Raindrop in our house, and she will go for it with all of her kids. So pretty cool. Ooh. And she's like, ooh, can we have a monthly Raindrop? Girl, no. Why? Girl, no.
Why?
Just kidding. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll just be amazing and I'll do that. Okay, darlings. Ooh, what am I doing? Oh, there we go. Okay, guys. See you later. Do some Raindrop.